Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about censorship because over the last couple months I've noticed that my number of subscribers, I've gained quite a few subscribers, but I've also lost quite a few, so it stayed about pretty flat in the last few months. And that's because YouTube is just unsubscribing people without their knowledge. They're just unsubscribing them from my channel. And I'm not complaining about it. It is what it is. I'm using YouTube. I got to deal with them. But just for your knowledge, if you're watching this video and you want to hear what I have to say, then you'll want to check to make sure you're subscribed, or you can go over to Rumble and subscribe on Rumble, either way. But YouTube is actively unsubscribing people from the channel. It's been brought to my attention several times in the comments that somebody has been unsubscribed and they had to go and look for my channel again and resubscribe. So that's actively happening. At first, I just hear that stuff, shadow banning and all that, and people crying and, oh, can you see me? Can you see this post? I think I'm being shadow banned. And it's just they're just shallow, obvious attempts at getting clicks. You know what I mean? So all that shadow banning stuff, I just kind of take that with a grain of salt, and I just really, I know that there is censorship and that they do some underhanded shit, but a lot of that, I just, whatever. But now, so when it started happening, I was aware of it, by looking at the statistics on my channel, the numbers, and it didn't sit well with me, but I was like, maybe it's just in my head. It's probably just in my head. I'm just, it's just a common thing that happens, whatever. But now people are actively telling me in the comments that it's happening, so YouTube is unsubscribing people. And that is censorship. And that brings a question to my head. What am I saying to where I need to be censored? Because I've watched other let's just call them conservative voices on YouTube, and their channels have a lot of subscribers and they're pretty big. And so it just makes me wonder what I'm doing that makes YouTube think I need to be censored. Why are they wasting time with my little channel? But I have said a couple things that I know they weren't specifically in the warnings. When you first make a channel, YouTube gives you a big warning thing and a list of things you're not allowed to talk about. And I made one video that they completely just would not post, and that's over there on Rumble. And that had to do with Bill Gates and some stuff he's doing. So I'm talking about larger issues, but I'm not fear-mongering. I'm not trying to scare people and garner attention by scaring people, and like some of these other conservative voices I actually listen to. I just don't buy into the fear-mongering shit. But yeah, I try to talk common sense and point out obvious stuff that's just been happening and we need to wake up to. And but I point out a lot of bigger stuff that is just true and obvious once you look at it. And some of that stuff they don't want you to know, period. I mean, that's the only answer to that question. They don't want you to know. And that is censorship. For those of you who don't follow me, I do not hate anyone. I've never picked on a certain group of people and called them out as, except for the left. But even then, I don't hate them. They're just brainwashed. And I was brainwashed when I was younger. There's a famous quote: if you're not liberal when you're young, you don't have a heart. If you're not conservative as you grow older, you don't have a brain. And that's how I think. I don't hate those liberals, especially the kids. Whatever. They're brainwashed. They'll grow out of it, a lot of them. But the only group of people I sincerely dislike and pick on regularly are straight men. And specifically the straight men who identify as trans. Not the trans identifying as women. Don't give a shit about them, whatever. If you're a true trans person, you do you. But the straight men identifying as trans to get into women's sports and to get into women's private places, to get their little kicks off, their little rocks off, because they're not good enough to compete against other dudes, or because they've got this weird little kink. So that's who I have a problem with. But other than that, I don't give a shit. And along these lines of censorship, I'm on Facebook because of this channel. I get ideas to talk about from Facebook, and I, not very successfully, but I attempt to promote my channel a little bit on Facebook. And while he was running for president, Donald Trump bought ads on Facebook, paid Facebook to run ads. And when I saw an ad, and this happened several times, so this isn't a one-off experience, several times, and I would hit the like button, the thumbs up button on the ad, and it wouldn't register. So I had to hit the thumbs up button several times. And this has only happened with Donald Trump's ads. No other company. I've hit thumbs up on the Duke Cannon soap. If you saw me promote that, I've hit thumbs up on them and shared them many times. No problem. Other companies like that, American companies, I've liked and shared, and no issues. Not a one. But I hit like, and it wouldn't register the like. Then it finally registered the like on the Donald Trump ad, and then I hit the share button, and the entire Facebook app crashed. And this happened to me, I think, 3 times. I saw his ad 3 different times, and it did it every time, the same thing. And it's never happened in any other ad placement, in any other time on Facebook, only with Donald Trump's ad. So that is censorship. Not only that, but it's theft. Donald Trump paid Facebook, I don't know how much money, to run his ads, and then they wouldn't allow them to be shared. They took his money and put his ad up there, but they wouldn't allow people to share them. And he won anyway. So when I see this kind of behavior and I see this kind of stuff, it just pushes me further and further away from the system, the government, the hypocrisy. It just makes me more stalwart and solid against that stuff. And I'll tell you a little story. When I was in the 10th grade in Granger, Washington, our entire 10th grade class, we were having our class elections. You elect your class president, a class secretary, whatever. And we had this one kid who was just a loner. He was a burnout. He was on drugs. I don't know what kind. I know he was doing heavy drugs through secondhand information. But he used heavy drugs, and he was just he got bad grades. He only came to school 2 or 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying? Just a complete burnout wasteoid. My 10th grade class, we got together and elected him class treasurer. Yeah, we did that. Just to give the middle finger to the system, to show the school administration that we didn't give a shit. It didn't mean anything to us. And that's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I identify with that. That's my mentality. Screw the system. Screw them. Screw the government. They're all just, it's a big old bullshit play, and they're brainwashing and acting out all this shit, and it's all bullshit because we know the truth. They're lying, thieving sacks of shit. They censor us, they manipulate us, they brainwash us, they control our currency, they control our inflation, they raise interest rates, all this shit. They wage war and throw us into the meat grinder of war. And this is all censorship. This censorship here is all part of that same system. Elon Musk said when he bought Twitter and changed his name to X that he found out that the FBI had back doors into Twitter. They were just monitoring all that shit and censoring whatever they wanted. The FBI just censored whatever they wanted. They, investigated whoever they wanted right through the Twitter feed. Just the complete opposite of the freedom of speech. Now, whether he completely did away with that or not, I don't know. But I know that's what he said. He said they had their hooks right into Twitter. So you can imagine what the other companies, Facebook, YouTube, Google, run off these other companies, and you know that the FBI's got their hooks into them. And the deep state, the government, all that, right? And then I've learned recently that they're doing the same thing with this AI. Because this AI is bigger than most of us realize. AI is going to be at the front, just like the internet is now. Like, we didn't realize how big the internet was going to be when it first came out. We just had no idea what the potential of this thing was. That it's the same thing with AI. You're going to have to interact with AI for everything. Everything is going to be just controlled by AI. And the government is trying to, they're not trying to, they're doing it. They're controlling and making sure that only like 2 or 3 of these AI systems are used. The rest of them are just going to be squashed. Just like any other technology that could have freed people and made people's lives better, they get squashed out. I don't know how many technologies in the past have just been killed because, like a Nikola Tesla thing that just got killed off because they wanted control. So that's a big thing coming in the future. Is this AI is just and AI can censor us so far, and that is what is happening here. It's just the AI is unsubscribing people. It's not a person going through and unsubscribing people from my channel. It's just AI. This channel's been flagged, and the AI is just doing it on its own. So that is what we're against now, is this AI, and AI is going to censor literally everything unless we choose to move away from this shit. And that's why I started the Rumble channel, and that's going to be important in the future because we are the vast majority. Just common sense, normal people in the middle. I'm not talking about right, left, any of that shit. Just the common sense, normal people in the middle are the vast majority. A little left leaning, a little right leaning, whatever. And if they get control of the internet through AI and are able to censor and silence all of us, and that is why Elon Musk buying X is such a huge thing. That bill that they were just going to pass, they tried to pass, and there was just a crazy uprising on X. I don't know how many of you are on X. If you witnessed it, I was involved in it. That thing trended, shut down the government, trended, and they killed that bill because of X, because so many people shouted out against it. They put the disaster relief in there, in the bill, a 1,500-page bill. It was this thick. They put disaster relief in there so that, if you were against the bill, you were against disaster relief, and everyone could just hate you. Everyone could just pile on you and hate you. But then people in the disaster areas were chiming in and saying, no, we don't want it if it's saddled with all this other shit. It was insane. They had to kill the bill. Vivek Ramaswamy was up there. He read the bill and told us what was in the shit. It was $70,000 salary increase for Congress. Increase, mind you. Not a salary. $70,000. That's more than most people make in a year. And they want that as an increase for selling us down the road, for killing our country. They want us to pay them more while they're making just ass loads of money through lobbying and backdoor stock deals and shit, So, yeah, all this stuff was crammed in there. Biolab funding and all this shit. They want all this crazy shit was in there. And everybody just rose up against it. Now, if he hadn't done that, if Twitter had stayed as it was, that bill would have just gone through and nobody would have known what was in it. Most of the people who were voting on the bill didn't know what was in it. They had months to prepare this bill and to let everybody read it and to go through it and to comb through it and find out, the details of it, but they didn't. They tried to force it through at the last minute. And it's a spending bill. It's to keep the government open. Like we're just all going to fall over dead and our economy is going to crash if the government shuts down for a month. Shut it down. Shut it the hell down. They need pay cuts. Don't give those people raises. They don't deserve them. They don't deserve their jobs. They don't deserve the salary they're making now, let alone a pay raise. Are you kidding me? It's disgusting. But without freedom of speech, if we had total censorship, we wouldn't even have known. Wouldn't even have known anything about it. And that was a huge deal for the future of our country. So censorship is a lot more important than we realize. It's a lot more prevalent. It's happening. It's dangerous. And we need to be on top of it. We need to take action against it. We need to speak out against it. Whether it's me or someone else. And I don't like tooting my own horn and all this stuff. I don't. If you like someone else better, go support them. But support common sense voices, promote them, and make it too big to rig. Just like we did with the Trump presidency. Make common sense voices too big to rig so they can't censor us anymore. Find another conservative channel who's making a good points and doing the right thing and trying to save our country, and share the shit out of it. If you don't like me, find somebody who's more eloquent and more intelligent and better looking, and share them. As long as they're putting out the right message. It only takes a few minutes. We got to kill this censorship. It's 1984 shit. That's all I got to say. It's 1984. We're going to be Canada if we let this shit continue. Elon Musk can't buy every social media platform in the world. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel and become a member of Gen X Thinks, I'll put that link down in the description. Or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll leave that link down in the description too. If you're interested in Gen X gear, you can head over to Redbubble and check out the cool stuff we have over there. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But I'll put that link down in the description as well. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That's very important. If you want to help fight against censorship and spread the word, spread good common sense messages, please do that. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can head over to the channel page and email us from there. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.